angles. In the previous video, we learned about corresponding angles. Today, we would focus on alternate angles. We would first focus on alternate interior angles. Interior means inside, or in this case, between parallel lines. Alternate is defined as every other. So alternate interior angles are pairs of angles between or inside parallel lines. They are on the opposite side of the transversal, and these angles are congruent or identical to each other, which means they measure the same degree. We can recognize these angles by looking for a Z between the parallel lines. Therefore, angles D and F will be considered alternate angles. We can also form a backward Z between these parallel lines. So it means angles C and E are also alternate angles. Practice makes permanent. So let's try one. What is the size of the angle marked X? Remember, alternate angles are between the parallel lines, and we can recognize them by forming a Z. So it therefore means angles X and 70 degrees are considered alternate angles. So X will be 70 degrees because it is alternate to 70 degrees. What about if I give you this one? How can we solve for the angle marked N? We can form a backward Z. So it therefore means angles N and 110 degrees are equal. So N will be 110 degrees, and it's because it's alternate to 110 degrees. Alternate exterior angles. Exterior means it's on the outside. So these would be angles or pairs of angles that are outside the parallel lines on opposite side of the transversal, and these angles will be identical to one another. So it means angles A and G are considered alternate exterior angles, and angles B and H are considered exterior alternate angles. Practice, practice, practice. Practice makes permanent. Don't forget it. What is the size of the angle marked S? S is considered to be an exterior alternate angle. So if the other exterior angle is 80 degrees, S will also be 80 degrees because it's alternate. What about 100 and P? How can I solve for P? Remember, alternate exterior angles are equal. So if the alternate exterior angle is 100 degrees and P is the alternate of it, it means that P is also 100 degrees because it's alternate to 100 degrees. Let's test your understanding. Can you calculate the angle marked with the letters? Remember, we can form a Z between the parallel lines for the alternate angles. It therefore means 65 degrees and F will be considered alternate angles because they are equal. So F is 65 degrees because it's alternate to 65 degrees. F can also be corresponding to B. Remember that from the first video. How can I solve for B? I can use vertically opposite angles. And vertically opposite angles, the angles that are opposite to each other are equal. So it therefore means B will be 65 degrees because it's vertically opposite to 65 degrees. Remember, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. See you in the next video.